Hello friends, welcome to Play Question Wise. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss some interesting questions from the subject Current Affairs. So let's begin the session. Consider the following statements regarding off-budget financing. First, off-budget financing isn't taken into account when calculating fiscal indicators like fiscal deficit. Second, parliamentary control on such spending is also reduced. Third, National Small Savings Fund is the biggest source for the government for off-budget financing. Which of the above statements are correct? Options are A. 1 and 2, B. 1 and 3, C. 2 and 3, D. 1, 2 and 3. Answer to given question is option D. 1, 2 and 3. Off-budget financing. Friends, off-budget financing by its nature isn't taken into account when calculating fiscal indicators, and off-budget financing refers to expenditure that's not funded through the budget, but the cost is borne by budget through some mechanism or the other. Such financing tends to hide the government spending, borrowing and debt and increases the interest burden. फ्रेंड्स, हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने बाहर से फंड हार्नेस करना साल 2016-17 से शुरू किया टू सर्विस इट्स बजट कमिटमेंट्स, एंड द साइज ऑफ दिस इनिशिएटिव हैज ग्रोन मोर देन टू-फोल्ड इन अ फ्यू ईयर्स, एंड नाउ इट इज नियर टू 1% ऑफ आर जीडीपी. एक्चुअली ये ऑफ बजट फाइनेंसिंग का पूरा आइडिया फूड सिक्योरिटी को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए लाया गया था फर्स्ट टाइम, बट नाउ वी सी गवर्नमेंट अपने कोर सब्जेक्ट पर स्पेंड करने के लिए भी ऑफ बजट फाइनेंसिंग पर रिलाई कर रही है. ऑफ बजट स्पेंडिंग may remain high or rise in year 2021 to 22. The reason is the National Small Savings Fund, which is the biggest source for such spending, is growing faster than ever this year. In a year when average income have not grown much, people have poured money into savings for social security. और लोगों का ये सब पैसा गवर्नमेंट अपने बजट कमिटमेंट को पूरा करने के लिए यूज करेगी. इसी को कहते हैं ऑफ बजट फाइनेंसिंग. So friends, this is about off budget financing. Let's see the next question now. The actual liabilities of the union government include which of the following? First, borrowings by PSUs. Second, loans taken for recapitalization of banks. Third, capital expenditure of various ministries. Select the correct answer code. Options are A. 1 and 2, B. 1 and 3, C. 2 and 3, D. 1, 2 and 3. Answer to the given question is option A. 1 and 2. Actual liabilities of the government. Friends, in addition to the borrowings by PSUs, the actual liabilities of the government would include loans taken for the recapitalization of banks, and capital expenditure creates asset for the government, which causes reduction in the liabilities of the government. So option C is not among the liabilities of the government. So only option 1 and 2 are included in the actual liabilities of the government. Friends, one of the most sought after details in any union budget is the level of fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit is essentially the gap between what the central government spends and what it earns. In other words, it is the level of borrowings by the union government. This number is the most important metric to understand the financial health of any government's finances, and that is why it is keenly watched by rating agencies, both inside and outside the country. and that is why most governments want to restrict their fiscal deficit to a respectable number. So friends, this is about fiscal deficit. Now let's see the next question. Consider the following statements regarding global forest cover. First, forest covers more than 40% of the global land area. Second, Russia and Brazil accounts for more than 30% of world's forest. Third, the largest part of the forest is found in the tropical domain. Which of the above statements are correct? Options are A 1 and 2, B 2 and 3, C 1 and 3, D 3 only. Answer to given question is option B 2 and 3. Global forest cover. Friends, forest covers 31% of total global land area. Approximately half the forest area is relatively intact, and more than one third is primary forest, that is, naturally regenerated forest of native species, where there are no visible indications of human activities and the ecological processes are not significantly disturbed. This is the meaning of primary forest. Friends, the largest part of the forest, which is nearly 45%, is found in the tropical domain, followed by boreal, temperate, and subtropical domains. More than half of the world's forests are found in only 5 countries, and these 5 countries are Russian Federation, Brazil, Canada, the United States of America, and China. सारे साइंटिफिक डेवलपमेंट्स एंड सोशल अवेयरनेस के बाद भी ह्यूमंस डिप्लीशन ऑफ नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट को सिग्निफिकेंटली रिड्यूस नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, एंड वी कैन सी दैट deforestation and forest degradation continue to take place at an alarming rate, which contributes significantly to the ongoing loss of biodiversity. Agricultural expansion continues to be the main driver of deforestation and forest degradation, and the associated loss of forest diversity with these factors. So friends, this is something about forest cover. Let's see the next question now. Consider the following statements. First, the Arctic is warming far more quickly than Antarctic. Second, the accelerated Arctic warming changes the temperature contrast between mid and high latitudes. Third, Arctic warming can be beneficial for the whales. Which of the above statements are correct? Options are A 1 and 2, B 1 and 3, C 2 and 3, D 1, 2 and 3. Answer to the given question is option D, which is 1, 2 and 3. The accelerated Arctic warming. Friends, the Arctic is warming far more quickly than Antarctic. While both Arctic and Antarctic are experiencing rising temperatures, thinning of glaciers, disturbed ecosystems, and other alarming things. The high north is seeing unprecedented changes, including drastic ice losses on land and sea, galloping permafrost thaw, raging wildfires, unseasonal storms, earlier springs, and more. The accelerated Arctic warming impacts weather down here in the lower 48 and around the entire northern hemisphere by changing the temperature contrast between mid and high latitudes. This was said by one atmospheric scientist. Friends, Arctic warming marine food web को भी disturb करता है. It leads to increased mortality for polar bears and seals and threatens the livelihoods of the region's indigenous people. One bright note in outlook is that so far Wales seems to be benefiting from range expansion as ice recedes. समुद्र में वाटर लेवल इंक्रीज होने से वेल को फेवरेबल कंडीशंस मिलती है और इसीलिए वेल्स के लिए अभी तक ये बेनिफिशियल रहा है. सो फ्रेंड्स, this is about Arctic warming. Let's see the next question now. Consider the following statements regarding bacteriophages. First, a bacteriophage is a type of bacteria that can kill viruses. Second, bacteriophages are among the most common and diverse entities in the biosphere. Third, they are seen as a possible therapy against multi-drug resistant strains of many bacteria. Which of the above statements are correct? Options are A 1 and 2, B 2 and 3, C 1 and 3, D 1, 2 and 3. The answer to the given question is option B 2 and 3 only. Bacteriophages. Friends, bacteriophages are the viruses that can kill the bacteria and not the other way out. Means they are not the bacteria which kills the viruses, they are viruses that can kill the bacteria. They are comprised of a protein capsule around an RNA or DNA genome. They are ubiquitous viruses. It means they are found wherever bacteria exist. They are also seen as a possible therapy against multi-drug resistant strains of many bacteria. Meanwhile, bacteriophage researchers have been developing engineered viruses to overcome antibiotic resistance and engineering the phage genes, which is responsible for coding enzymes that degrade the biofilm matrix, phage structural protein, and the enzymes responsible for lysis of the bacterial cell wall. Friends, these phages were discovered to be antibacterial agents and were used in the former Soviet Union and Republic of Georgia during the 1920s and 1930s for treating bacterial infections. They had widespread use, including treatment of soldiers in the Red Army and other uses. However, these phages were abandoned for the general use in the West for many reasons, mainly because of antibiotics, which are now everywhere and easily available, and these are also safe to use when compared to phages. So friends, these are few points about bacteriophages. Now let's take the next question. Consider the following statements regarding Majuli Island. First, Majuli Island is the world's largest fully habituated river island located in the Brahmaputra River. Second, it became the first island to be made a district in India. Third, Majuli is the abode of Assamese Neo-Vaishvanite culture. Which of the above statements are correct? Options are A 1 and 2, B 1 and 3, C 2 and 3, D 1, 2 and 3. Answer to the given question is option D, which is 1, 2 and 3, all the three statements. Majuli Island. Friends, the world's largest fully habituated river island, Majuli, is situated in the middle of Brahmaputra with the Kaziranga National Park and touching Jorhat and Nagaon. In 2016, it became the first island to be made a district in India. Majuli is the abode of Assamese Neo-Vaishvanite culture. फ्रेंड्स, मिसिंग, असमीज एंड दियोरी, ये कुछ मेन लैंग्वेजेस हैं जो लोकल पीपल यूज करते हैं मजूली आइलैंड पे. Majuli Island also has a rich and diverse agricultural tradition. As many as 100 varieties of rice grown organically, that is without using any pesticides or artificial fertilizers. Friends, the island has a total of 144 villages with a population of over 1,60,000 people and a density of 300 individuals per square kilometer. So, friends, these are few points about the Majuli Island, which is in the river Brahmaputra. Now, let's see the next question. Consider the following statements. First, carbon neutrality refers to achieving net zero carbon dioxide emissions. Second, carbon neutrality can be achieved only by eliminating carbon dioxide emissions altogether. Third, renewable energy always produces zero carbon emissions. Which of the above statements are correct? Options are A 1 only, B 1 and 2, C 1 and 3, D 2 and 3. Answer to the given question is option A 1 only. Carbon neutrality. Friends, carbon neutrality refers to achieving net zero carbon dioxide emissions by balancing carbon dioxide emission with removal or simply eliminating carbon dioxide emissions altogether. Carbon dioxide emissions means often through carbon offsetting. The Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change (IPCC) suggests that achieving carbon neutrality by the mid-21st century is essential और ग्लोबल वार्मिंग 1.5 डिग्री से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए in the 21st century. This target is also laid down in the Paris Agreement signed by 195 countries, including the European Union. Friends, the Kingdom of Bhutan is the only carbon negative country in the world. A carbon negative country is the state that removes more greenhouse gases from the atmosphere than it emits. About 12 countries are carbon neutral, meaning their production of greenhouse gases is equal to their consumption. So जितना greenhouse gases produce किया है उतना ही अगर उसको यूज भी किया है तो न्यूट्रल रहेगा. लेकिन भूटान इज द ओनली किंगडम विच इज कार्बन नेगेटिव, क्योंकि वो ना सिर्फ जितना एमिट करता है उतना यूज भी करता है, वो ज्यादा यूज करता है, इसलिए वहां पे कार्बन नेगेटिव में है. सो फ्रेंड्स, this is about carbon neutrality. Now let's see the next question. Marpol Convention, sometimes seen in news, is related to. Options are A. Convention against illicit traffic in narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. B. Control the use of chemical weapons and their precursors. C. Prevention of pollutions from ships. D. Safety, security, and sustainability of airspace. Answer to given question is option C. Marpol is related to prevention of pollution from ships. Marpol. Friends, there has been a huge increase in the use of open loop scrubbers in the ships, even as a debate about their viability in mitigating sulfur emissions from ship has also escalated. Friends, the International Maritime Organization has adopted the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, और इसी इंटरनेशनल कन्वेंशन फॉर द प्रिवेंशन ऑफ पॉल्यूशन फ्रॉम शिप्स को मारपोल कहते हैं शॉर्ट में. मारपोल इन ईयर 2008 एंड इसका एनेक्स 6 है जो रेगुलेट करता है प्रिवेंशन ऑफ एयर पोल्यूशन फ्रॉम शिप्स एंड प्रोहिबिट्स deliberate emission of ozone depleting substances such as sulfur oxides and nitrous oxides. Following the adoption, exhaust scrubbers have become one of the most preferred ways of reducing sulfur exhaust as they scrub pollutants out of emissions. While closed-loop scrubbers retain the sulfur emission for a safe disposal at port, the open-loop scrubbers releases pollutants back in the sea after turning the sulfur dioxide into sulfuric acid. And this is what is the point of debate, as open-loop scrubbers disturbs the marine life. So friends, this is MARPOL. Now let's see the next question. Global Competitive Index, sometimes seen in news, is published by options are A. World Bank, B. World Economic Forum, C. World Trade Organization, D. International Monetary Fund. Answer to given question is option B. World Economic Forum. Global Competitive Index. Friends, India has moved down 10 places to rank 68th on the annual Global Competitiveness Index, largely due to improvement witnessed by several other economies. Last time India was on the 58th rank, so it is not a good sign. Global Competitiveness Index is compiled by the Geneva-based World Economic Forum. Competitiveness Index was launched in the year 1979, and it maps the competitiveness landscape of 141 economies through 103 indicators organized into 12 pillars. Friends, here 103 indicators of competitive health of any economy has been organized into the following 12 pillars. These pillars covers broad socio-economic elements, and these are institutions, infrastructure, ICT adoption, macroeconomic stability, health, skills, product market, labor market, the financial system, market size, business dynamics, capability. So friends, these are these 12 pillars, and this is about Global Competitiveness Index. So Indian Ocean Rim Association focuses on first, maritime security, second, women's economic empowerment, third, disaster risk reduction, fourth, tourism promotion and cultural exchange. Options are A. 1, 2 and 3, B. 2, 3 and 4, C. 1, 3 and 4, D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Answer to given question is option D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Indian Ocean Rim Association. Friends, this organization was first established as Indian Ocean Rim Initiative in Mauritius in March 1995 and formally launched on 6th and 7th March 1997. Indian Ocean Rim Association, which is also known as IORA in short, has identified 6 priority areas, namely, first, maritime security, second, trade and investment facilitation, third, fisheries management, fourth, disaster risk reduction, fifth, academic and scientific cooperation, sixth, tourism promotion and cultural exchanges. In addition to these, 2 focus areas are also identified by IORA, namely blue economy and second, women's economic empowerment. A focus area of IORA, the blue economy, gained the attention of all IORA member states at the 14th IORA ministerial meeting in year 2014 due to its potential for promoting employment, food security and poverty alleviation, while promoting business models and the economies of the member states, both large and small. Friends, the creation of Indian Ocean Tuna Commission, which regulates fishing in the Indian Ocean, then the research and development of marine and bioresources for medicinal purposes are some examples of the successful implementation of blue economy proposals through IORA. So friends, this is about priorities of IORA, which was established in year 1997. So friends, thanks for watching this video, and if you feel this video is informative, then hit the like, share and subscribe.